Oh, God, that's what a disappointing one.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, but we're back.
Holy shit. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I didn't know I could feel like that.
Actually, Wednesday.
Oh, shit. Happy Wednesday.
Woo! We are officially in real time again after the past 3 episodes. 3?
Yeah.
Right? 3 episodes just being cuckoo bananas, pre-recorded. Like,
We haven't sat in these
this feels
chairs
good.
in probably like
a month.
3 weeks
3
at
weeks.
this point.
3 weeks, yeah. This feels good.
Yeah, it feels really good.
It feels good sitting here and then knowing it's going to come out tomorrow. Like, oh.
Right. We had so Kristen landed. I landed yesterday morning at around 7:30, and she landed last night. She got in around 8:30, and we had a debrief last night, and we sat and talked for probably like 3 or 4 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, because we went to bed at 1.
Yes, we hadn't seen each other in a week, and that's what happened. This happens every time we aren't together, which is kind of rare.
Yeah.
If one of us goes on a trip or whatever, we come home and we're like, we just have to like spit out.
Oh my God,
Deadass.
everything.
I sat on my floor. She sat on my bed.
4 hours.
3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, it felt good.
Oh, it felt good. It
though.
felt good to like hash everything
Just
out.
yap.
And we chatted,
To say the least.
to say the least. We went for a chat.
a proper chat. Yeah, it feels good to be back. I definitely feel like really fucking jet lagged.
Yeah, the jet lag has hit me. This is the hardest it's ever hit me.
It's always harder coming home for me, coming back to New York.
Yeah, for sure.
Always.
Just because of the time change, we are usually people who wake up early, but with the time change, it felt like we wanted to get up early and record this morning. But theoretically, like we set our alarm. I set my alarm for 8, but that would have been 5 a.m.
Yeah. It's really hard. And I feel like every time I go back to the West Coast, then I feel like amazing because I'm, for me it's 10, but I'm
up
waking up at
early.
7 there,
Yep.
whatever the case is. But when you come back to the East Coast, you feel like a piece of shit. You're
Yep.
like, wow, I'm waking up at noon. It's like, yeah, it's 9.
No, all day. So I went and got coffee, and I walked out of our building, and I said good morning to the doorman. And I looked down, and it's 12:45.
I have done that more times than I'd like to admit.
And I also
they never
said,
make you feel dumb though. They're always like,
No.
hello.
Hi. They could tell we just rolled out of bed. And it's past noon.
Yeah.
I also said good morning to the barista, and you could tell he was like, "What the fuck? I've probably been here since like 6 a.m."
Fucking 4 a.m. damn near. Like
Yeah.
that was a joke. That was a slap in the face.
Yeah, I felt bad with that one.
You're like, sorry. I don't even need this.
Do you say good afternoon?
No, I just say hi.
Hi, how's it going? But in the mornings, I say hi, good morning.
Yeah. But I stopped at about 10. That's like my cutoff for morning,
Noon is my cutoff.
which it makes sense on like
Yeah.
scientific terms.
But like once it hits like 11:30, like people aren't in their morning mode anymore.
I'll notice that like on days where like I'm getting up hella late, like allow myself to sleep in. I am going to get my morning coffee and I see people walking back
To
with
lunch.
like kava.
Yes.
And in my head, I'm like, they're having kava for breakfast?
No.
And it's like, no, they're on a lunch break.
I do that too because when I start work at 11 because I work West Coast hours. So I'm going to get my morning coffee at like 10:30, 11.
You're getting your day started.
I'm getting my work day is about to start, and they're all on their lunch breaks. And I
Fully.
have that same thought. I'm like, why are they at Kava so fucking
I always
early?
thought
But it's like,
gross. What a weird thing to have.
no, half their day is done.
Jesus Christ. Wake up.
Wake up. We're so jaded.
Wake up.
Yeah, sorry if we look tired. I had to put on makeup today because I just know my face is puffy. I barely
My
got
face is
any
puffy
sleep.
today, yeah.
I know I look tired, so I was like, I gotta at least put some blush on.
I didn't put anything on. I rolled out of bed. If you can't tell by the hair on my head, I put on a hat and I'm literally just put on
Rockin'.
clothes.
Also, I guess let's get into it.
What?
We're in it.
Okay. Thank God.
But why this episode is late is because
Oh my
the
God,
original
yeah.
plan was to go down to LA for a couple days, get some work done down there. On the drive home from Yosemite,
Yosemite was amazing,
oh my God,
by the
you
way.
guys.
I don't have one bad thing to say about it. Yosemite
It was so, I already
unreal.
miss it. I
Me
already
too.
want to go back.
Me too.
It was just amazing. everyone was on the same page the whole week. Like it was just so much fun.
It was such a blast.
But the last day I wake up, we're getting ready to pack everything up to go. And I like feel my eye like does that thing where it feels like a little scratchy.
It's like something in your eye.
And I'm like, oh, fuck it. Like I just wanted to get on the road. So I put my contacts in, and then like progressively throughout the day, I'm like noticing I'm like blinking extra. I'm like, fuck, I can't keep my eye
I thought you were like winking at me.
Right? In the car.
Super flirty today. Anybody knows Alex is really flirty today.
Oh my God. I wish that were the case. So on the drive home, me and Kristen get really fucking car sick. And we're in the back of my dad's big ass diesel pickup truck.
Whipping down the mountain.
And flying down this mountain. He has no AC. It doesn't work. So and it's like literally 100 degrees that day.
We're both like head out the window, like panting like dogs. And at one point I like looked at Alex and we're both we had to stop, and I took Dramamine and had to like let my mouth water over the toilet. Like it was very bad, but it felt like we were kids again.
Yes.
Like I saw like 12-year-old you, and I was like, we're car sick in the back, and like in the back seat leaving Yosemite too. Like it felt like
that's a very nostalgic moment.
It felt very nostalgic, and I had to smile as much as I could through the drool.
Through the pain. But so we had the windows down, and because obviously the AC doesn't work, and I'm like leaning on the thing, but it's my left eye and I'm on the left side. So my eye is like flapping in the wind.
We should just switch.
No, I don't know why we didn't. I had that thought when we got closer to Vallejo. I was like, I probably would have been a little bit better if I was on the other side, because the wind was literally like whipping my eyelid.
It was even doing that to my lashes in my right eye. And I was like, God, I can only imagine how
the painful eye
feels over
literally here. At one point I like lean back and I'm taking out my contacts in the back of the car because I'm like,
can we roll up the windows? It was like squinting. I was like, oh yeah for sure. But then it's like 101.
No, so we would do like 5 minutes windows down. 5 minutes windows up. Yes. And then at one point Kristen was like, guys, I gotta do windows again.
Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Like we would roto.
Yeah, it was bad.
But I get home, and at that point my eye is,
well, yeah, hold on. You missed something huge.
So we're in the big ass truck, and then my dad is pulling one of those like flatbed trailers.
Like 10 by 8. It's like relatively smaller.
Yeah, just like one of those crate trailers, and with all of our camping gear in it, and it has 2 wheels, and we're flying down the freeway. We're 25 minutes from home.
Oh, we were so close.
We were so fucking close, and this girl like pulls up hella quick, frantically next to us, and she's yelling out the window, and I see her. I'm like, wait, she's trying to say,
hey Dad, I think she's trying to say something to you. Like super calm. She's like red in the face.
Yeah, she's freaking out. And then it clicks. I'm like, oh my God, did something like fly out of our trailer? Like what happened? And we roll down the windows, and she goes, you don't have a tire.
Drink water at the wrong time.
And his truck's hella loud, so we don't hear anything. Like it's a bumpy ride anyway. Yeah, we don't hear or feel anything. So we're like, what the hell? So we get off the freeway, we pull over. We're in Antioch, and it's 105 degrees. And we pull up into a Burger King parking lot, and the back left tire is shredded. It's down to the metal.
It looked like a pom-pom.
Yeah. Yes.
Shredded, you guys.
My dad can't get to his tools because it's like behind everything in the back of his truck. And thank God we were right next to a Lowe's.
We literally like looked to our left, and we're like, it's like Lowe's, home improvement or whatever their thing is. I was like, oh, we should just go into Lowe's.
So we all walk over to Lowe's in this heat. I have one eye closed because I can't open it.
I'm like still like just drooling, like still so car sick.
Oh my God. And
we're so hungry too. I remember being really hungry.
We went and bought a drill set so that my dad can try and pop it open, but we get back and the bolts are so like old and rickety that he can't get a good grip on it. So we call AAA. And at this point, me and Kristen were like, let's walk across the street, go get some In-N-Out. We're at In-N-Out, and it was actually relatively quick that AAA came. So
record time. In my head, I'm like, shit, he called AAA. We're about to be here for like 3 hours. Like, if you know,
25 minutes from home. At one point, I was like, Dad, we should just get there. Like, we should just get on the road.
I honestly, like, I know, and I kind of wish that girl never told us.
We would have made it. We would have made it.
And like, it would have been fine.
We would have sparked, but
it would have been fine.
We would have been so
It was literally 101 and then a spark. We would have started a fire on the freeway. But we would have got, no.
God.
AAA came really quick though. That was the first time I had In-N-Out that trip too. So it was like, it felt like a 2 birds, 1 stone situation.
Yep.
So we hadn't had In-N-Out yet. And then we did finally get home safe and everything. But it was such an amazing trip. And then that last day really like dumped on us.
Shitstorm.
Oh my God.
Because we get home and my eye is like welded shut. It's so swollen. I could barely open it. It's watering. Like I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, this is going to be my life. It's happening.
Because you've had one.
I have eye infections like it's a cup of coffee.
Like it's going out of style.
I have really sensitive eyes, and I think it runs in the family because my mom gets eye infections. My brother gets eye infections.
Oh, interesting.
So I made a quick video appointment for the following day, and I told her I went camping, and she was like, well, you probably just got like dirt in it. You probably, I mean, there's so many factors here with
makes so much
you
sense.
Scratching your eye and it getting infected. I could have very well drunkenly taken out my contacts with dirty fingers. But I was in for a week full of eye drops and not being able to see out of one eye. And right now I only have one contact in. Because I can't wear contacts for the next 2 weeks. So
oh my God.
I've been doing this.
Like, yeah, when you're working, you're doing the one eye thing.
Yep.
God, I would have migraine by now.
Yeah. So
I've just been struggling. A trooper.
I've been through it. So,
but it definitely affected the rest of our trip. So
yeah. So I couldn't get down to LA. So I was just literally home in my dark room for a week straight, which fucking sucked. Like that has like a pretty shitty effect on my mental when I go through shit like that, when I feel like I can't do anything.
Yes, you're like, you're out of your reality.
Yeah, but I physically, like I want to get up and go do shit.
You have energy and all that. It's just you can't see anything.
I literally can't see. And any bit of sunlight or even artificial light at that point or wind just fucks up my eye even more. So I literally had to be in a dark, cold room by myself for a week.
It definitely changed the vibe for the second half of the trip. And I still ended up going to LA. Even that, I was there. It was still a lot of fun, but I was like, damn, like, should I have just gone home? Like, and I don't know.
But you had your hair appointment.
I had my hair appointment. That was the one thing I did not want to miss.
Yeah.
I'm a snob when it comes to going to Alexi Bishop on Instagram. He's such an incredible hair artist. He's been doing my hair for
like 6 years at this point.
6 or 7 years at this point. Yeah. He's incredible, but I had to go to him. But it was nice to be in LA. Like it's always nostalgic and like fun to see all the old places and all that. But Alex and I were just kind of rehashing some shit that went down in LA too. And that place just is a time warp. In the first like 3 days, I was like, oh, I miss this. Like I was even telling Leanna, like, oh my God, do I come back? And it took one LA party for me to be like, nah, never mind. Like, get me the fuck out of here.
The thing is like LA has its time and place, and you were there for so long that it expired. It expired, and you experienced that time and place. And going back and seeing that it's still stuck in time is like
it always will be.
Always.
It is no different. Like the only thing that's different is the businesses, but that's just natural evolution of cities at this point. Like the vibe is the same. I miss California, but I still don't think it's time yet.
No.
I think I at least want to see out my 20s out here.
Yeah, for sure. And the fact that we have a plan, like there's still so much newness out here.
Oh my God,
us.
yeah.
We have a plan to move to Brooklyn in December, which is
a whole new part to explore.
Like 3 months away.
I know, I'm so excited.
I know. So there's still a lot of newness out here that we haven't experienced.
Which is crazy to say because we've been here for 2 years, but I still feel brand new.
Oh my God, yeah.
But that's like the epitome of New York. It takes so long to
feel like
you've been here.
Yeah.
There's
just so much.
It's constantly. Actually, I saw a sign, like a mural at the Long Island Railroad at Grand Central, and it said, "I love New York because the city's in a constant state of metamorphosis." And that's like perfectly said.
Perfect.
It's constantly changing, so it constantly feels new.
Oh, I love it.
I know. It
feels so good to be home, you guys.
And I was coming home like from the airport. I read it and I was like,
I'm back, baby.
Like I was like back in New York, rolling my bags. I literally played in my head the whole walk here. Like Oh, it does feel good to be back and get back into routine and everything. But yeah,
Slowly
that's why
but
everything was late. Because then, oh my God, just like all the flight shit that went down. We came back from Yosemite, you guys, and we felt like it was a different dimension. Trump gets shot in the ear or whatever, face or whatever it was shot. Biden drops out of the race and the internet is having a blackout and flights are being grounded. We were like, what the fuck
is happening?
And so obviously Alex cancels her flight to LA, but I still went, but my flight kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And I canceled it. They gave me all my money back, which was, Delta's so good. Their customer service is incredible.
Yeah. I actually didn't even have to, I ended up canceling my flight, but not when so I should have canceled later to get credits, but they still sent me 10,000 miles
for everybody affected by it. Like,
yep.
Incredible. But I ended up renting a car and driving because I was like, fuck. Like,
they'll pay for that, right?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, if any of you were affected by all this, at least I can only speak for Delta. They're doing not only like you get your money back from your flights, not credits, but like actual money. Mm-hmm. They're also doing, what's the word?
Reimbursements.
Reimbursements for anything like any other alternative travel. So like if you rented a car, any alternative stays, hotels and whatnot, any meals that you had. So I literally like sent them like my In-N-Out receipt that I got on the drive to LA. Like you should be able to get your money back. That's still pending. I'm sure they have hundreds of thousands to go through.
Yeah.
But you can actually submit a full claim and you can see the progress of your claim if you have your claim number and everything. It's very helpful.
When you get that check, you had like already spent it, so it's gonna be like extra. I'm gonna
be like, oh, so it's free
money.
Because I was just telling this to Alex, like I really didn't even have to go to LA other than my hair, and I ended up spending so much fucking money in LA. Yeah. And like for what? I don't know.
LA's expensive in that way.
Yes, everything you do is expensive.
Yep.
And then on top of that, on my way to my hair appointment, it was one of those mornings. I had about 3 of those days in LA. Like something was up when everything is just slowing you the fuck down.
I get super frustrated and I don't like myself when this happens.
I do too, but I've gotten a lot better at it ever since I realized like it's the universe slowing you down for
a reason,
for like a very important reason.
Yeah.
I'll eat, like I take a deep breath and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be rushing right now.
Yep.
If I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late because you keep getting cut off or you keep dropping shit or whatever. You know, we all know those days. There's always a reason though. But I was having one of those days in the morning of my hair appointment and I fucking dropped my coffee, which whatever. I've probably only done that 2 other times in my life. Like I was due to drop a coffee. It happens to the best of us. But I dropped my phone at the same time and I cracked my fucking screen.
And it's bad.
It's really bad. Like I was playing cut pong and I cut my
oh my
finger
God,
a
you
little
got a blister or a splinter?
Yeah.
Glass splinter?
I don't know. But I mean, these are all such first world problems. But like when it rains, it pours, right?
Yes.
Like it was just so many of these little inconveniences over and over and over again. And
I would have lost it.
I almost did. And I ended up being 10 minutes late to my hair appointment. Obviously, Alexi was like super chill about it. And I walked in. He's like, how are you? I was like, I just start the hair. Just put bleach in my hair. Like, I can't think about anything right now. And oh, it's so irritating. So now in my head, I'm like, now I got to spend money on fixing this. But then I'm like, should I just wait for the new phone? That's September, though.
Actually, I regret getting everyone's saying that's a 13 or 12?
14.
A 14. Everyone's saying, I think like 12 to 14. The 15 is what I got. Mm-hmm. And the camera is like exceptionally worse.
Oh,
everyone's
like my camera.
Your camera's so much better than mine.
Maybe I'll just get the screen thing then.
Yeah.
'Cause everything else is.
And I think you can find a cheap place to do it for like $100.
You think?
Yeah.
I have to go like the middle of the mall.
It's something like that. Yeah. Go up to Fordham in the Bronx. That's where my boyfriend went.
Okay. Well, put that on the list. But still, I'm like $100 for being a dumbass and dropping my phone.
Yeah. I mean,
and I just want to say this is a Casetify case, and I have dropped my phone in Casetify cases
hundreds of times.
They never have broken, and it broke.
Yeah, it must have.
Like I've stood by Casetify, not sponsored, wish it was. I have stood by Casetify since I've ever had a fucking iPhone. Yeah, even before I ever worked with them on my own shit. Before I was even on the internet.
Yep.
Like Casetify is a great brand. And this is the one with the bumpers. This should be like 20 feet drop proof. Me knowing my talking point still.
Did you? I know. Did it
4 feet?
Did it hit the concrete? What did it hit?
I mean, yeah, but like.
Yeah. Maybe it just like hit it at a very specific angle.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be drop proof.
Yeah. I don't believe in anything these days.
Me either.
I don't believe any guarantees.
Yeah. I don't know if that guarantee. Actually, maybe I should look. What if there's like or your money back? It's probably just money back on the case.
On the case.
They're not going to
fix your screen.
How would I ever be able to prove that, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. This is the second time in my life I've cracked a screen. So I guess I'm also due for that.
Yeah.
Because people crack iPhone screens all the time, and
I have a little scratch. So I bought this phone, and probably like 2 or 3 weeks later, I went to a diner and I dropped it trying to get into the booth, and it like perfectly scratched the surface of my phone. And I sat there and I got the Apple Pay. I never do Apple Care.
Or Apple Care, yeah.
Apple Care. I never do Apple Care, but I saw it and I was like, I know I'm gonna want this. So I got Apple Care right then and there, but I still haven't fixed it. I probably should. Now I'm paying $10 a month for nothing.
Yeah, it's fine though.
It was like a year ago.
Yeah. At least you had the opportunity. I've had this phone for probably 2 years.
Yeah. The week from hell is over.
And
we're back to it. That's the tale of last week. Back in the New York groove. Everything's going back to normal. So thanks for your patience this week.
One more thing.
What? Uh-oh.
I've developed a sunspot on my hand.
Oh.
I'm falling apart.
That's weird. Yeah. I mean, it's we were out in the sun for 24/7 for a week straight.
I was in a lot of sun in LA. We tanned multiple days. Like,
yeah,
I've been chronically in the sun, but
wow,
it's pretty bad.
I know my shoulders were peeling.
Oh yeah, you had a pretty bad burn. My stomach itches. I keep like itching my belly.
With all this travel that we've had recently, one of the best ways to stay in routine while you're on the go is drinking my AG1 every single morning. It's like my favorite thing to do when I wake up, and it feels like I'm still in the groove when I'm traveling.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm traveling, my biggest concern is like, I want to feel my best this whole trip. I need to have as much energy as possible so I could do as much as possible. And AG1 really supports immune health. And if you have your immune health, you got it all. And for those of you who don't know, AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut health support and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you're putting in your body.
What I love about AG1 is you can really trust their formulas because not only are they backed by experts in the industry, but they're also backed by research studies.
I also think it's so cool. They have like an in-house team of doctors, scientists, and researchers, and they're constantly like improving the formula. They didn't just like start AG1, put out one thing, and it's just that forever. Like they're always testing the formulas, and they also don't test their things in isolation. They test AG1 as a whole, so how it reacts all together. It just fascinates me. I think it's so cool.
And their research studies are producing real results. 97% of people in a research study felt like they had more energy after 30 days of drinking AG1.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I love my iced coffee here and there, but like especially when we were in Yosemite, I mean, we're hiking, we're in the sun, like we need this sustainable energy without a crash. I feel like AG1 just helps so much. And to that point, 91% of participants noticed they needed less coffee after 60 days of drinking AG1.
Like we said, it feels really good to be home and back in our routine, but AG1 makes it really easy when you're on the go with their travel packs. So if we had to recommend one product to support whole body health, it's AG1. And that's why we're excited to have them as a new partner.
Starting your journey with AG1 is a win. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/oddvice. That's drinkag1.com/oddvice. Check it out.
Thanks, AG1.
I know it's not technically the last Monday of the month, but it is the last
episode of
the month. So we're still a little on track. But what that means is our monthly Oddvice column.
Yay! Applause.
Like
Insert applause.
Yay! So we asked you guys on our socials to email us. And we already have so many.
We have so many.
Oh, I love oh my God, some of these fucking titles
I haven't even looked yet.
This is gonna be good. This is what I need. I'm done thinking about what we've been dealing with.
Oh, please.
Let's talk about your problems.
Yes, and we're here for you.
Why'd you say oh whoa?
This one, I guess I can start with it. I love her but married him.
Oh.
All right, let's get into it, guys.
Good luck, babe.
Hello, you beautiful ladies. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I love you both so much and have helped me through so much. I contemplated writing this for a while, but I can't sit with these words unspoken. For the purpose of the story, I would like to stay anonymous. I'm a 25-year-old little girly, married, in the military, and currently deployed. I got married over a year ago to a man I met 5 years ago before I joined the military. I love him. I mean, I wouldn't have married him if I didn't. He moved across the country for me, got a new job, and we live in a beautiful apartment. But over the past 3 months, we have stopped communicating on all aspects, and he even went to the length of blocking me on social media.
Whoa.
Oh my God. The only times we speak are about rent or other adult business, and we leave it at that. We were great before I left. I was happy, we were happy, or so I thought. I think being fully encompassed day and night with your partner can either light a spark or dim your sunshine. He's told me he resents me and my decisions of possibly staying in the military because he doesn't want to raise children on his own if I have to leave again. I've been doing a lot of soul searching and I love being alone and having my own routine, but this feeling also comes with being on opposite time zones and being halfway across the world. I take care of myself and that's it for now. Now let's get juicy, babes. I'm falling in love with a woman. Crazy, right? What a crazy turn of events. I've been with women before when I was experimenting with my sexuality, but I've never been in a relationship because I was terrified of that relationship leaving the bedroom. I have never in my 5-year relationship felt so seen and heard and understood, but I think that has to do with the fact that she's also in the military, so she gets it despite us having 2 completely different jobs. That being said, I cheated on my husband. I have never cheated on anyone before, but I have been cheated on. It breaks you in a way that you feel you can never put yourself back together. It's new, I realize that, and it's fun, so she's captured my attention without trying. I could talk to her day and night if I could, but I don't know what to do. There's a saying of what happens on deployment stays on deployment.
Oof.
Oh my God. And I think it's fucking stupid. I can't go home and look at this man and not tell him that I've fell in love with someone else, and I don't want her to not be in my life. I think it's also important to say that she is home now and I still have a bit of time out here left. And she is stationed across the country from me. I think I need to take the time to see who I want and what I want out of my relationship. I'm not sure what advice I was coming here to get, but anything is helpful at this point. Thank you always, my loves. P.S. TMI maybe. My husband has never made me come. I do that shit myself or on my own time. We love women who get shit done. Sent from my phone.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
Yes.
Holy
Thank you for
shit.
doing what you do.
Yeah,
for all that you do. I think this.
I don't think you want to be with him.
I mean, no. And I think this new relationship or fling or whatever you want to call it with this woman is a huge part because of what's going on at home and the relationship that you have at home. I also fully think there's a part of him that knows what's going on, not like detail wise or like knows that you're with a woman or like all the, nitty gritty parts of it. But there's probably a huge part of him that in his gut knows like you're off doing your own thing, in which like whatever that way that means.
I think that's why he's clearly distancing himself. He's protecting himself from what he knows is coming.
Yeah, he's detaching. Yeah. I think you guys just need to get a divorce.
Yeah, it's super simple. Well, not simple, but like
it is
the answer's there.
The answer is right in front of you.
Yeah.
The fact that that's a big life statement and like stance to have, is the fact that he doesn't want to raise kids on his own, which is so valid. Like he's allowed to have that opinion and he's allowed to have that want in his life.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are still like, there's still a chance that you will, be deployed or like still have to be away from home. And I think he has the right to like not want to be in that relationship anymore. And I think your guys' time has just passed. Mm-hmm. And I think a divorce is a brewing.
It is the classic limbo when you both know what needs to happen, but it's ripping the Band-Aid, to say the least, especially after being together for a long time. And anybody in any situation, doesn't even have to be a similar situation, but if anybody's in that limbo right now, and you, the writer, you are doing more damage to each other by staying in this limbo than just beginning the healing process as 2 individuals. It's going to be hard for a little bit. It's going to be annoying. Like divorces are never fun. They always take like a fucking year. Like I know several people who've gone through it. It's just, but once you do it, you're free. Yeah. He's free. You go do what you need to do. Like it just stop hurting each other.
And the fact that you guys don't even talk to each other.
Right, blocked? Like that's crazy. I think it's time, and You're also allowed to go explore this new interest you have, which is super exciting. But like you said, the cheating thing is something that is really hard on people, to say the least.
And the whole,
you've
like,
already hurt him this much, like, just stop the pain on both ends. And like, he also doesn't deserve to be going through this either. I think a divorce will hurt, but nothing will hurt more than constant betrayal.
Yep. And the fact that what happens on deployment stays on deployment.
I never heard that, and
I hate that.
I'm not gonna date anybody that deployed now. Not that I was. I'm like, as if I'm like talking to someone. No.
They're on the list,
right? I just
that's crazy.
That is crazy, and I can only
really
imagine
sad.
the type of shit. I mean, you're in your own
universe, own world,
right? Is that kind of how it comes off? Like,
I'm sure. I mean,
you have your own social circle, your own day to day. Like,
Yep.
you can't talk or see your person like a normal relationship could. Like, it's definitely a different type of relationship.
Yeah,
as is, but then
the
you're also
cheating on top of
surrounded
it
by all these people.
It's probably just like a known thing.
Sure.
Like
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh God.
And you're right. Like, I can imagine the very natural bonding with people deployed with you is like, we're all going through this together. Like, wherever you're working in deployment, like, still nobody gets it but the people you're surrounded by. And how could you not bond with, like,
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could only imagine.
Yeah, it's time. You know what you got to do.
Yeah. Okay, next entry. I like the subject line. My cobwebbed vagina. Hello, beautiful ladies. I hope the both of you find this entry well. God, hold on. It's like hard for me to read because this fucking crack, once it gets to the side.
Yeah, it's like blocking words.
This is really bad. Okay. This is, I'm just kidding. This is my first time writing in, and it's safe to say I need some help. To start, this is one of my favorite podcasts to listen to, as it's similar to how my sister and I communicate. And it always makes me feel like I've just chatted with her. Oh, I love that. Hey, sis.
Hi.
Although I could go on about my love for you two and how you've guided me through some things, it's time I advert your attention to me and my lonely vagina, not lovely vagina. I'm in my 23rd year of mainly being single my whole life, unless you'd call a 6-month situationship with a boy who wouldn't admit real feelings a relationship.
Ugh.
I've had my fair share of ups and downs about being single, but now I've hit a point of thinking something is wrong with me. I did the bar scene, had some one-night stands, surprisingly rewarding, and also the dating apps, currently still in action. However, it's been over a year since this girl has been in the saddle, done the nasty, or even remotely felt a connection with a man, hence the cobwebbed vagina. I love how you write.
Yeah.
You're such a great writer. Now, you see, I match with people on these dating apps, but it always seems to be I get ghosted or they lose interest/drive, and I stopped contact from embarrassment of keeping my dry ass conversation. Seeing as you two have a confidence about yourself, I'm wondering if you can help me with some ideas on how to approach things differently online and in person. I'm a very average looking gal according to beauty standards these days, which I'm totally okay with, but my confidence in approaching men has gone down. Everyone always tells me it will happen when you least expect it, but God, if I hear that again, I will blow a fuse. This New Year's, I even went as low as eating 12 grapes under a table in hopes to avoid the awkward conversations at holidays. I'm thinking of deleting the dating apps, seeing as the only fun it's bringing is to my coworkers when I sit down for a drink and swipe, but I'm worried my lifestyle won't help the situation either. I'm in full-time school and also work, making my life somewhat boring. I like my life and I'm loving myself more recently, but I'm wanting to spruce up my days off and maybe possibly meet someone in the process. Right now, I'm chatting with someone from a dating app and I've already asked to do something, but our schedules didn't align at the time. But now it's just random chatting. Do I ask again, or is that desperate? So to keep it simple, is there any general advice you could give me to help this gal clear the cobwebs? Maybe about dating in general and what to do with this boy that is possibly stringing me along. Much love to you both and hoping you two had a great time on vacay. Abraham, a nickname to keep somewhat anonymous. I had to make sure you'd want to be anonymous or not. But that is a decoy name. Abraham Lincoln wrote in, everybody. Abraham Lincoln has cobwebs in his vagina. Bad joke. Super bad joke. Okay.
This is funny because we were kind of talking about this last night.
Yeah. Do you want someone just to hook up with, or do you want...
I think you want something serious. That's what I got from this.
What I'm going off the cobwebs thing because there's two different approaches here is why I ask.
Right. But you would also mentioned that you're kind of over the not serious dating and
right.
You feel like you've only had one kind of fling. I don't know. I got an inkling. I could be wrong though. Yeah, I got an inkling that you're looking for something serious.
Like something on the weekends when you're not working and whatnot.
Right.
The dating app thing, I wouldn't necessarily give up on. I totally understand the frustration. I think a majority of singles in our generation feel the same. I think we're all starting to be like, fuck this. I want to meet someone organically.
Yeah.
But for the time being, I think it's still something worth swiping on.
I think something's got to change with how you use it though, because I went through this with dating apps. There's something like really mundane that can become a part of it when you are swiping every day. And like, it got to the point for me where I was like, I realized I wasn't even looking at profiles. I was just like face, swipe left, right. Like it was so just like doom scrolling, but on dating apps. And I think if you kind of like set intentions when you click on a dating app, even if it's like, okay, I want to match with 2 people and message 1. Like that's my goal with getting on this dating app right now.
Right.
Instead of just doom scrolling and swiping for fun. If the intention's there, I think there's more potential for you to actually make meaningful connections on dating apps. But it's so like, I get it. It's so easy to doom scroll.
I think the person you're talking to right now, you said like, do I ask again or is that desperate? No, I would ask again. Yeah. I don't think it's desperate. I mean, we've even kind of talked about that. I know it's a little different, but when just making like adult friendships. Yeah. Because I mean, you could also meet like I put in quotes, failed matches on apps can also just be like
a homie.
Yeah. Like I've met homies through it now. Like it be like that, whatever. It's the same thing where like, as we get older, you even said like you guys, it didn't work the first time because your schedules, like it is harder as an adult to meet schedules, but it's not that it's impossible. It just takes a little bit more work and a little more like, hey, did anything free up? Or like a little more checking in. So no, I don't think that's desperate at all. Unless they're like very obviously like trying to swerve it, which at that case, we would need to see the messages. I would have to be able to assess those like by example.
Right.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with asking again.
No. And this was kind of the conversation that Kristen and I had last night. There was a point in my dating, probably a couple of years ago now, I had to like force myself to be so intentional with what I wanted and who I wanted to end up with, because I realized I was just dating the same people. And I was ending up with people, like I know what I want in life, but I kept attracting people who didn't fit that criteria. Like I was literally dating a guy who didn't want kids and was afraid of commitment. But like I liked him.
That's like all you want.
That's all I want in life. And I realized like, okay, something's got to change if I'm dating people who don't even like fit what I want out of life. So being so intentional with what you want. And the phrase is so true when they say that you'll never be too much for the right person. You'll never be too desperate for the right person. If you go out there and you set the intention of what you want and you go get it, and you're so real and bold with how you approach dating, the right person will kind of like weed through all of the through the dating pool.
Yeah.
And you will find people who don't give a fuck that you double text and don't give a fuck that you ask what their schedule is throughout the day. Like
it won't come off as desperate. It'll come off as like, oh, they care.
You know what you want, and you're finding what you want. And the right people are also looking for people like that. So if you are just 100% yourself, you are not trying to like act a certain way to get a date in the first place, you will be with the right people.
I love that mindset. I think with that, it's also like when you are dating, remember you're also seeing if you like them.
Right.
Don't be so worried about if they like you. It's I mean, it's a two-way street. Yep. This is how relationships work. And I think another really good, easier said than done thing to keep in mind throughout like the process that Alex just said is also, as hard as it can be, try and not worry about rejection, and maybe look at rejection through these, again, quote, failed matches as just redirection. They just weren't the ones. They just clearly, you guys, it wasn't a match. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's not like they were this almighty perfect match that you lost out on. Because I feel like that's the mindset we kind of can get on dating apps is like, oh, it didn't work. That means I just missed out on like this really great person.
They just weren't
You actually didn't know anything about them yet.
Right.
Like what, maybe you actually just dodged a bullet.
Yep.
And 9 times out of 10, you probably did.
And they're just making way for the right person to come in.
Exactly. So I get you being exhausted. We get so many messages about very similar situations. So also find relief in that you are not alone in our generation feeling this like dating app fatigue. It's so common, but keep pushing through it as hard as it is. And there's nothing wrong with you.
No, it's not you.
No, it's still a big question mark, but I think we'll all look back, and I'm sure we'll even have fucking documentaries in our like 40s and 50s as to why like the internet psychologically changed how this generation dates. Something's up. We all feel like super confused on how to date, but like just keep pushing through it.
Keep pushing through it and be so real and so bold with what you want. And you know,
the right person will love it.
Love it. We'll be so into it.
Yeah.
My boyfriend literally sends me his work schedule every week because I like...
Because you like to know these things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That may sound weird to other people and like other guys dating. Sure. But like that came to me because like that's the...
You said that's what you want. Yeah. I love that. And it's because you're not afraid of how it looks.
No. I don't give a fuck.
It's like, well, no, if you don't like it, then we just aren't a match.
Yeah.
It's so simple when we say it out loud, but I feel like that's been something throughout dating and like adulthood is not taking failed connections personally.
Yeah.
You're going to have majority of those because all you need is one good one that lasts. So like be ready to be rejected hundreds of times, honestly.
Right. Because if you're not upfront with what you want, you're just going to keep getting people who don't fit that criteria.
They're all temporary.
And then you're like, wait, why isn't anyone matching up? It's because you're not saying, you're like
being a yes man, which is like not what you should do during dating.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. Don't go with the flow.
Yeah. Go listen to that episode. But yeah, it's like the people just constantly chasing the feeling of being chosen, but not the sustainability of being chosen all the time.
Yes.
Interesting.
We got to have a conversation about fear of rejection.
Didn't we have an episode like that?
We talked about it in the Don't Go With The Flow episode, how that's like
how we need to do an episode. Okay. So maybe that one's coming right up.
Coming up, guys. Okay. This one's called How to Get Over a One-Night Stand. Hi, ladies. Love the podcast and you too. Please keep it confidential. Thank you. I've been following Kristen for such a long time now and still have her I Feel Weird sweatshirt.
Oh my wow. I wish I had one.
I know.
I didn't keep any of that shit. I wish I did. Maybe I'll find one on like Depop or something.
Yeah, you should look. Honestly, it's my favorite and I wear it all the time. Aww. I love your podcast and listen to it every week on my commute to work. It feels like I'm having a conversation with my best friends. It can really help me rethink my life and thoughts. I don't know how to explain it, but every podcast matches with what I'm going through at the moment.
God, we get that all the time.
We get that so much.
It's
I love
cool.
it.
It makes me feel like we're all supposed connected. To be doing this.
Absolutely. Okay, to my story. I am from the US, but live in a country in Europe and went traveling with a friend this past weekend. I went on Tinder, like you do, and matched with this really cute guy who was exactly my type. I have had a big boost in my self-confidence recently. I think partially by listening to you and talking and taking your advice, and have been pretty much more open to dating. He asked to get a drink and I agreed as long as he didn't mind if my friend joined. I, of course, had a conversation about what she would be comfortable with and keeping in contact with her the whole time. I met with him for an hour before she joined us. We played pool and went dancing. She went to go buy us drinks, so me and him went to a corner to get out of the way. He grabbed my hand and kissed me. It was all I wanted all night, honestly. We were dancing for a while and it became late and really hot in the bar, so I wanted to leave. We dropped her off at the hotel and for some reason I trusted him enough to go to his house. He ordered a taxi and in the taxi he held my hand the whole time. I gave her my location and made sure to keep her updated all night long. He and I had a really nice night, and to make a long story short, we did the deed with protection, of course. I told him I don't expect anything after this because of the distance. He just laughed and agreed. But the whole night he was making comments about coming to visit me in the country I live and wishing I was from certain states so he he could go with me and experience it. He told me all about his job and where it was and his position. In my mind, I knew he didn't actually mean it, but there is still that little part of you thinking he is being honest. He also told me all about his past dating problems and trauma with his ex. He really opened up to me, but I tried really hard to not be too open about my own past because I didn't want to give him that in case he wasn't being honest. He ordered me a taxi back to my hotel and told me to tell him when I was back. We kissed before I got in. I let him know I was back, to which he replied good, and I went to sleep. The next day, I messaged him and gave him my IG handle, something I wish I would have done before I left. He had told me he was busy the next day, so I didn't expect a response right away. I figured I would give it a few days. After about 3 days, he unmatched me with no reply or follow back. That hurt a lot because I wasn't asking to be together, but to just follow each other and keep in contact, especially if I had gotten pregnant or got an STD or something. I'm having a really hard time getting over this and feeling really pushed aside. I'm trying to be proud of myself for grabbing what I wanted and embracing my sexuality, but my self-confidence has taken a hit and I'm not sure what to do. I have been blown off and looked over a lot recently, so it felt really good to have the attention. I knew going into it, it would probably be just this one night, but I'm mad he tried to make it into something more when he didn't actually want to. Maybe I'm being silly, but I could use friendship advice on how to get over this loser. My friends have had similar experiences with men, and it's so frustrating. Why are they like this? Thank you so much for your time, and I hope it all makes sense. Even just writing it down has helped me process some emotions. Love you, ladies. Frequent listener.
That's exactly how I would have reacted.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I feel like I wrote this in. This is literally, and I'm not saying this because you need to do what I do, but like, I just relate to your reaction so much to where that this is literally why I don't do one night stands, because I know they hurt me.
Yeah.
So bad.
Is it like the opening up part?
Yes.
It's the fact that he opened up.
And for me, it's the body shit too. Like I'm
the physical.
Yeah. Like you said, do the deed. Like I'm going to do the deed, which is a very, and again, this is all opinion based. In my opinion, a very sacred act to do with another soul. I'm not saying you can only do it with the love of your life, but like I at least need to make sure
it's very intimate for you.
Yeah. If I'm not sure I could even have a deep conversation with you yet, I'm not showing you my butthole.
Yeah.
Like I'm not,
Yeah. Totally.
That is just me.
That's
guys.
So valid.
I'm not saying that's like how you need to act. But like, what do you think? Because I will forever love having this conversation with you, Alex, because we are so different about it, but like we also understand each other's opinion about it.
Yeah.
And I think we should even do an episode about this by itself, because so many people are on
both sides of the spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah. This is so like, to me.
Yeah. Like what's in your head? Are you like,
I don't know if I like could read this, or it's like negative that I expect this from men in a bar,
or
like
it's realistic
making a move, or if it's realistic. But I just like, I kind of see through it. Like he was just making a move and he just wanted to hook up. And I don't like, that's probably harsh to say,
but that's why I said it's realistic.
It's realistic.
I think fine.
And he was on Tinder and he met you at a bar with a friend. Like he didn't care the circumstances.
No.
He just wanted to hook up.
Yep.
And I think that's another reason why men are built different.
to say the least.
But in the sense where the way that you use getting deep with someone as a level of intimacy, I feel like he was like, oh, I'm probably never going to see her again. I'm going to spill about my ex. We're just going to sit and chat. Like all of those conversations probably didn't mean as much to him as it did in your eyes. Sadly. Which is like, it's so unfortunate. It feels so shitty to say. Yeah. It's so sad, but it's so fucking real. And it's how a lot of men in hookup culture work. They don't care about the deep conversations they're having.
That's why and you're so right. Like you're 100%. I think a man would even agree with you right now.
Yeah.
You are 100% right, Alex. And that is why I don't do it.
Yeah. Which you protect yourself from that. But like in this case, like the writer situation, it's so normal and easy to kind of be caught up in this. Oh my God, he pulled you aside in a bar. He kissed you. You guys went home. He was holding your hand.
You had all reason to go.
Oh my God. It was so valid on your end.
Like you are not dumb. Don't feel dumb for that. Like
No.
Why wouldn't you?
Right. You
like,
want like
you had fucking trust in someone, like sue me, you know,
right.
like
It's in every fiber of your being to just be able to trust people.
there's nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with that. And I don't want you to fault yourself for that. But it's also important to be aware of men's tactics when it comes to just hooking up with people.
And it's important to know where you lie on like your tolerance for that type of behavior.
Yeah.
Like maybe this was a learning lesson where now you realize, okay, not that you shouldn't trust anybody, but like maybe
I think it just becomes a lot more easy. And I think this is like why I have the perspective that I have I get wanting to go out and just like hook up with people, but it's a lot easier to do that when you know that they're also in the same boat. Like they're not going to want anything after that, even after the deep conversations. The fact that you brought up, you know, we don't have to keep in touch after this, the long distance, it makes it hard. Like I know it's not going to go anywhere after this. And he kind of chuckled, like he already knew that going into it.
Yep.
You didn't need to say that.
No, you're from out of town.
Yeah.
Like
he know like that everything. That's why I said the circumstances don't matter for him. Like everything lined up perfect for him. He didn't care that your homie was there. Like he got what he wanted, which is like, I feel like a bitch for saying all these things, but like it was all a formula for him. It was all just, I want to get laid tonight. But it's a lot easier to, if you know that going into it, and if you're also someone who just wants to hook up, which is so valid and so normal for women, it's easier to go into those situations with that mindset, knowing they're also there. You don't even like expect anything the next day.
That's what I'm saying, is figure out
where
your
you lie
tolerance,
on that.
what you will tolerate. All of it is valid and all of it is okay and all of it is normal, whether you're on my side of the conversation or Alex's or somewhere in between. Or that could vary fucking night to night if you want it to. That it's not like you need to stick to your guns. Like whatever you want in that specific transaction, the second you see or match somebody that you are attracted to, before you go into anything, ask yourself where you're at.
Right.
And it's almost like what mood you're in, to say the least.
Also,
just to prepare yourself.
And I want to bring up that it has nothing to do with you. Like I feel really bad saying the whole like formula thing and he got what he wanted. It was nothing about you that stopped him from, it wasn't like he got an inkling and was like, no, I don't want to date her after this. Like he had a goal going into it. It didn't matter. You could have been the most beautiful, smartest, best person in the bar. Like he wanted a hookup and only a hookup.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you could have done differently. There's nothing about you that changed the course of what happened.
That's a good point. Oh God, it's such a shitty feeling though. I'm sorry.
Men suck. It's because they're like, we are able to have these conversations and they just function the way they function. And we're the ones who have to like, okay, so now I have to clock that he just wants a hookup. Yeah. Now, let me get in my...
You have to like go off his
vibe.
Thing,
yeah.
When it shouldn't be that way.
But you don't always. There's men out there that aren't like that.
Just in the general...
sense.
This is all a generalized...
Yeah. And in hookup culture in general is like this. I'm sorry.
It scares me so bad.
Yeah. And the feelings that you're having are so valid.
Oh my God. I literally cried on the bathroom floor after one that I had. Because I get it.
Yeah.
Especially like
you want like you had a deep conversation.
You want to you
want to connect with
connecting
people.
with someone. And I don't know. I think that's why I protect myself and don't go into situations like this, because I know
you know where you'll go.
I know where I'll go. And I know if I'm burned more than I've already have been with trying to connect with people and they don't meet me there, I'm going to start I'll start losing trust in humanity. And I don't want to put myself in that situation because I'm already borderline there, you know?
Yeah.
I've already had enough things that are putting me there. So I know if I started doing the hookup thing only,
you'd be jaded as far as
it would make my heart cold.
Yeah.
That's me personally.
Totally.
But that's what I'm saying. Have this conversation with yourself. Anybody, the writer, everybody listening, like what can you tolerate and stick to that? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Totally.
I almost feel like tolerate's not the right word, but
no. Like, what are your limits? What are your boundaries?
Your limits, yeah, I like that.
What are your boundaries when it comes to hooking up with people? Because if you know you're gonna feel a type of way after being intimate and getting deep with someone on a night out, then maybe don't let yourself go there. Like Christian standards.
Yes, and I think it takes a lot of self-honesty and like don't judge yourself either, because literally up until like right now, I've always hundreds of times talked to like you and Leanna and any other friend we have that is like on, we're using the side thing here, but Alex's side of this conversation. I'm always like, God, I wish I could be like that, you guys. Like it looks so fun. And like, God, even in movies and books and like, you know, stories when you're older, to have all these stories of people you've hooked up with in different places. Like it seems such a cool side to be on. But I've got to the point where I'm like, I've tried it like 3 times now. Mm-hmm. And each time I'm like, it's just not for me. And I'm finally like, okay, I'm not going to judge myself.
Can't like force emotions.
No. And it's okay if you're also the person, like maybe it's generally the more uncommon side to be on, at least in the age we're at right now. But like, there's nothing wrong with it either. Mm-hmm. And it took me so long to like accept that. And like in hindsight, I've been like this since day one.
Forever.
And I used to be called prude.
Yeah.
Like my 8th grade boyfriend called me prude because we were in 8th grade. I didn't want to do anything. Yeah. I wasn't ready to fucking have sex. And again, that's just a me standard. And he called me prude. And like the rumor went around that I was prude, and it stuck in my head.
And you're like, wait, why can't I get there?
I thought there was something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, no, it's because I just have different, not better or worse, just different standards of how I want to connect with
Because
humans.
If you're too out there, you're a slut.
Right.
That's
another topic, man.
Yeah, if you're too women have to be perfect.
You're too much of a slut. If you give out that is such a big part of this topic too.
And you get around, and you are a homie hopper, and you can't win. No, you can't win.
Pick a side, and you'll lose anyway.
Yep. Woo! That's what it's like being a woman.
Literally. Yeah. Pick a side, and they both suck.
Yeah. But be honest with yourself, and I think that's the best way to protect your feelings.
Okay, next entry. It says, the subject line, confessed my love. He said, good to know.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I don't mean to laugh, but oof.
Yeah. God damn. Okay. Hey, girls. Hi.
Hey.
I love the pod. I love your guys' fashion styles. I use your IG feeds as inspo all the time.
Aw.
Wish Alex would post more, not gonna lie.
Oh. Good luck with that one.
Yeah. Just keep watching this. Art your fashion.
Right.
That's funny.
I post like once every 2 months.
For real. Anyway, I'm 25 and I finished my post-grad last year. I had the same friend group from freshman year until all through post-grad. So we all tight. Except for this one boy. We will call him Isaac because I like that name.
Good name.
Yeah, it is a good name. It's a strong name. I knew Isaac since freshman year too, but he wasn't part of the group. We were more acquaintances than friends, but I had a bit of a crush on him. He joined the group right when I was about to graduate, so now he's part of the friend group, but since I graduated early, I wasn't there for most of that era. I left the country after graduating. Now, last week, I was back in my college town where all my friends still live, and he was hanging out with us all the time. And I was like, damn, me and him, we are so similar. Like, I used to have a crush on him, and now that I know him, us dating would actually make sense. It's not like I have feelings for him, but I know I used to have a bit of a crush, so I think the feelings could easily come back. But just looking at it logically, it would make sense for us to date. I know logically is a weird way to describe love, but I hope you guys get what I mean because my friends didn't. We see the world in a very similar way. We have similar goals, the same political stance, both are spiritual, and we have the same friends. He's hella funny too. Anyway, after a night out with some of my girlfriends, we went to see Taylor Swift. Not gonna lie, it was mid.
No, valid. That would be
super valid. I expected that. I found myself thinking about him a lot. Now, keep in mind, we went to, that's so funny, sorry. We went to the concert in a different city, so we literally got back home at 9 a.m. And then instead of sleeping, I went on with my day just hanging out with people. That's crazy. Were you so sleepy?
Go to bed.
Wow. I saw him later that night, and my sleep-deprived self just told him something along the lines of, I used to have a crush on you. Your eyes are very pretty, and I think we are very similar, so logically it would make sense for us to date. It would be a smart move because everyone is in a serious relationship now, and we both have been dating people we know we have absolutely no future with.
I love you.
I love you so much.
Oh my God, can we be friends?
They said, I know what you're thinking. This girl needs saving. Yes, I do. I can fix you. He agreed with me on the concept of dating people you are similar to, and that the two of us are indeed similar, but he didn't say anything about me and him doing the smart move and dating each other. Typing this out feels insane, but I was out all day and night again, so I was just delirious. Honestly, all things considered, the conversation was fine. We talked about what we want from relationships in general and the pressures we feel when our friends get engaged or married or start having babies. Can we all just chill, please? And then at some point I had to go, and he says, I'm glad you told me. It's good to know how you feel. Okay, that's not bad.
No, this is good.
This is good.
He probably thought you said it in like a joking way, but the fact that the conversation like continued throughout the night.
Yeah. Okay, there's one more paragraph, but like I do so far so good.
Yeah, I feel like he's into it.
He's great.
And it's a very Isaac response.
Yeah, for sure. Super logic guy, like
straightforward.
He probably
but
has sisters,
chill.
so like he knows how to.
Yeah,
I
like this guy.
Me too. I was so confused. And then 2 days later, I had to leave again, and all my friends came to the train station to say goodbye, and he didn't, so we didn't say goodbye. Instead, he texted me that he was sorry he couldn't come and to have a nice flight. And then we texted for a bit, and he was kind of making fun of what I had told him. Like later, I posted on my close friend's IG story that I'm stuck at the airport and for people to tell me their secrets to keep me entertained. And he was like, oh, you gave me all your secrets already, or something like that. Wait, I love
That's
that.
cute. No, he's got moves.
I love him. I thought it was funny, but also a bit, I don't know, mean. I just can't believe I told a guy who lives in a different country that we should date because logically it makes sense. Huh? The worst confession of love ever. Well, not love, but just normal positive feelings of affection. Ugh. Do you think I should say something to fix this, or have I done enough? I don't even know what I would say. I'm back to my normal life now, but I keep thinking about him, hoping he might say something. I don't know what, though. Love, Anonymous.
I think you're overthinking this.
I love this whole...
Yeah. I think you said, like, the fact that you were sleep deprived, he probably saw that. The fact that you kind of just, like, blurted it out in such, like, a unique way.
We need more of that. We need more people that just say the fuck how they feel.
Hey, we're kind of a match. We should
it's
maybe
not like
date.
you were like, will you marry me? Like,
right.
You just said...
You said it.
Obvious.
Yeah. And the fact that he agreed might be the wrong word, but... The fact that he like took it so normal. Yeah, he took it in. He said he was glad that you were honest with him, and now he's happy that he knows how you feel. Like, I think this is fine. And I think this is good. And I don't want you to like overthink what you did or feel like you ruined it, because like kudos to you.
Exactly.
Like I fuck with you heavy.
That's what I'm saying. Like I relate to this. Like I feel like that's how I would
That's
talk
how you
to
get
someone.
what you want, people.
Yeah, exactly. So what a perfect entry to read after the last, like,
yes.
You have no reason to feel silly.
No.
And I could tell it's just because you're feeling like, oh my God, am I going to be rejected now? And so what if you are? But at least you said how the fuck you felt. Like,
and I want you to like stand in this in
this.
confidence. Because if you carry this with confidence, he's going to be like, I think there's something that will be intriguing about this. Because if you now go back on your word and like, sorry, I blurted out. Don't do that.
Don't apologize.
No, because then he'll be like, wait, maybe she doesn't know what she wants.
Yeah.
But you know what you want.
Yeah.
And you're honest about it.
And I think the way you said it too, even like the logical approach type thing, like
it's
there's like
silly,
it's silly, it's lighthearted. It's
and
not
I think he kind of took it as a joking way of saying it, but then the fact that later on in the night he brought it up again, he was probably like, oh, she was being like real about it.
I think he liked it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh my God, run off into the sunset right now. Like obviously if we're gonna bring logical reasoning back,
like you guys are long distance.
You don't, you don't live in the same. Was it country? It was like something like super far.
I'm assuming it's Europe, so
maybe yeah. I don't know, but regardless, like not saying you need to now act some type of way. I think keep moving the way you've been moving, but don't pedal back on what you've said.
No.
I think it came out because it was supposed to. If you want to get cosmic about it, straight up, it was said because it was supposed to be said, and trust that too. Like. And
the fact that he brought it up in your DMs.
I love that he did that.
Yeah.
Responded
you
to the
told me
prompts.
all your secrets.
Like hot.
Yeah. And
it would have worked on me. I would have been like, I love you.
Right. And that tells me that he saw your vulnerability and he fucks with it. Like he was probably very flattered by it.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah. If he thought it was, if he thought it was weird, or he thought you were like pressing or something, he
wasn't about it.
He would be like probably ignoring you.
You wouldn't have got that response.
No. I think this is the beginning of a love story.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
But like coast with it. Just like see it through. But next time, but like good on you. And keep this practice up. Stand by it. It's what you felt. Super normal feeling too. Like, and you said like, I know it's crazy to think of logic with love, but as we get older, I don't think that's crazy.
No.
Like we said earlier, figuring out
what you want
and making sure that people match up with that.
Yep.
As far as it's more than just like, oh, we have a connection. That's like the base, but it's also like,
do you guys want the same things in life?
Yeah. And you said political views, all that. Like, that's amazing.
Yep. Wow.
We're on your team.
Yeah.
So either
let us
you're
know.
right,
I want,
or
like, to
we're
be updated
all
on this one.
Delusional.
I mean, very well
could be that.
But
there's no promises here.
I often think this, like, even if we are delusional, our side of delusion is the right side. You know what I mean?
Literally the epitome of delusion. Sure, Alex, yes.
You know what I mean, though?
I know. Yeah.
At least I'm not like the bad side of delusional.
But maybe we are, and we just think that's what delusion is. Let us know, guys.
Yeah, I just fed
Comment down below for delusional. I don't know what I am.
You're just you, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to say.
Truly. Wow.
Team Isaac.
Team Isaac all the way.
I'm voting for Isaac.
In the next election.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh God. Okay, this next one, it's called Inner Bridezilla Coming Out. And I just went to a bachelorette party weekend-ish last weekend in Tahoe. And my cousin Brianna is the least bridezilla
I was gonna say
ever. She's like so chill.
I want whatever you guys want to do.
And like, please don't beat me up in the comments, but one of the nights I wanted to wear a white tank top, and like I was like, can I wear a white tank top? Is this a thing? And I asked one of her bridesmaids, and then everyone was like, no, Brianna doesn't give a fuck. And I went up to her and I was like, do you care if I wear a white tank top? And everyone was wearing different things, so I wouldn't. It wasn't
like a theme night or nothing.
No, I wouldn't have stood out. And she's like, Alex, I don't give a fuck. And she's like, that was so genuine.
Yeah.
So she's the least bridezilla, but
that's great.
I have never been around a bridezilla, and I've always kind of wanted to, just like witness it.
I would love it.
I would eat it up.
I would eat it up and like call her on her shit.
Yeah. Quit being a bridezilla.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see about this one. Hey ladies, this is Gianna, a fellow Bay Area girly here. Hey. I just wanted to say you both are gorgeous human beings inside and out. I've been following Kristen since her vlog squad, Liza's Vine, and YouTube channel days. Jesus Christ. Kristen has been my comfort YouTube channel throughout high school and college. I'm now 24, working that big girl interior design job in the city and listening to the pod on my commute to work. But enough about me. Let's get into the hot tea that you clicked for. My boyfriend of 6 years and I got engaged on December 23rd, 2023. I'll add pictures. Congrats. Finally finished my master's this past spring, and I'm starting to plan our wedding. I have a decent idea of what I want. Peep my Pinterest inspo board. Ooh, you sent the link. Okay.
Hell yeah.
We'll take a look. My fiance is amazing and just wants me to have the wedding I want within a reasonable budget. I started looking at venues and realized I needed a head count to get a better idea of what venues could accommodate us and pricing. I made a list of all my family and our mutual friends, this coming out to a little over 100 people. Being Latina, I'm surprised my mom didn't make me invite more extended family, but that's not the tea. The tea is when I ask my future mother-in-law for her list. On her side of the family, she's one of 7, meaning my fiance has 6 sets of aunts, uncles, and cousins. I knew this going in. However, I did not anticipate my mother-in-law to invite 5 of her friends, plus their husbands and adult children, bringing the grand total to about 165. I asked my fiance if he knew these people very well, and he said he knows of them but doesn't know them super well. I was trying to keep our guest list under 150 people. Family I understand and was prepared for, but friends? That's wild to me. My own mother didn't even invite her friends. I adore my mother-in-law, but I feel like this is a ridiculous ask. There has been no talk about who's paying what. His parents haven't offered to pay for anything yet, so I told my fiance that we have to anticipate that we're going to be paying for the majority of this ourselves. I don't want to be meeting people on my wedding day. To me, our wedding is to be celebrated with family and friends that we've known for a good amount of time. I asked my fiance to speak to his mother about this ridiculous ask of hers, and he told me that he that she basically said, too bad, they're getting invitations. Oh my God. Okay. No, they're not. Like, don't.
If you
literally
don't know my relationship, you're not coming to my wedding.
No.
And why would you think you could come to my wedding if you don't know my relationship?
And
why would you want to come?
Quite literally, don't send them an invitation. That's so nuts.
Jesus.
Her reasoning is that most of these people won't come, but they should still be receiving invitations.
No, they don't
which
know
I don't
me.
understand at all. Because what if she's wrong and all these people show up? So what should I do? My best friend slash maid of honor thinks I need to put my foot down and set boundaries, and my fiance thinks he can compromise with her. Should I let my inner bridezilla out and set my foot down, or try to compromise with my future mother-in-law and allow at least one of her friends to come? Additionally, this woman also got upset that I said I didn't want a bridal shower, saying, no, you have to have one. To draw a picture, I don't have a lot of girlfriends, and if I did have a bridal shower, it would mostly just be my family. It's not something my family does culturally, and I don't see the point in it. When I told her this, her response was, so it could just be my family. Or sorry, no, it could just be family. Which, yes, it could, but I would rather have a nice bachelorette party with my best friends, sisters, and my cousins. If she wants to throw me one, I'll show up, but I'm not going out of my way to plan something that I don't even want. Thank you for allowing me to rant. Like I said, I don't have a lot of girlfriends to lean on, and my best friend is long distance. Any advice would be appreciated. My mother-in-law is not being mean, but it just is a bit controlling, to say the least. I think she's just excited. It's the first wedding of her kids, but I know I should probably set some boundaries. But I don't want to cause issues. Thank you, ladies. Also, let me know if you two want to come to the wedding. Would gladly make room for you two.
Okay, where is it?
Give mamas a besos kiss for me.
Oh, she's over there. I'll give
XO Gianna. And then, oh my God. Oh,
Wait, can you give us more details?
wait, they're so cute.
Oh.
Oh my God, your ring is so pretty. Oh, you look so happy.
Wow. Oh, look at that.
Oh my God. Let your bridezilla out. I'd be pissed.
I just don't understand it. It's even hard for me to like give advice here because I'm like,
I want to know like the
just
real
know.
Right. But I want to know the real depth of the relationship of your fiance and these group of friends, because if they were like family friends that were so tight to the family, they watched him grow up.
Okay.
Then I can kind of see like why they would be offended if they weren't invited. But if your fiance doesn't even really know these people and he only knows of them, then it's so out of pocket for them to go.
Bottom line, if you or your fiance or both don't want a person there, they do not come.
Or don't feel the need to have the people there.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
They don't come.
No.
That's at least how I will be inviting people to my wedding. Is
yeah.
That should be the only gauge of who comes.
And you know, bridezilla is like a funky word to use with this, because I don't even think it's bridezilla of you to... This is your wedding guest list. And when it comes down to budget, like I get it.
Yeah, you're paying every meal, like
every meal.
So much.
And like 150 people, that's a big wedding as is. The financials are already kind of a big question mark because no one's even brought up, you know, who's going to pay for what. Don't feel bad for setting this boundary. And I think you very well should set the boundary. And I think it could even be a conversation of, look, we were given a price for 150 people. Your list already brings this amount to over 150 people, and we quite frankly can't afford that.
Yep.
So if you have a solution as far as like adding these extra tables or these extra meals price wise, then we could maybe compromise there. But I can't go over 150 people with the budget that we've set, and these people are at the bottom of the guest list, so they're unfortunately the ones who are being knocked off first.
I would bring it like with some logic, because then it's
'cause
not like a, hey, fuck your friends, they can't come.
Right.
She's already
She'll take
things
that personal. Yeah.
So to avoid that, you could be like, it's apples and oranges. Like it can't happen.
And if she doesn't cough up some cash to let them come, then
they can't come.
Then they
just can't come. And the whole like, well, it's just to invite them. They probably won't come anyway. It's like, well, then I'm wasting money on invitations. Like
invitations are expensive.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I think first step, really, if you haven't already had this conversation with your fiance of like, hey, do these people need to come? Like, are these your like
Right.
Pretty much like your aunts, like they've seen you in diapers.
Yeah, that he said he knows of them.
Okay. We'll have the deeper conversation then of like, okay, I don't want to step on toes of like who should be there if they actually should be there. But like, if not, it's time to just have the money conversation. And just, hey, they can't come. Oh God, that's so annoying. Maybe I will be a bridezilla. I think I will because I'm gonna be like no, like I'm gonna be so like
they're not invited. Sorry, unless you want to pay for their table.
That is so silly to me.
So nuts.
150 people is a lot too.
That's a lot of people. But if you got room for me and Kristen,
we'll let us know. I'll sit on the floor. I don't care. I'll sit under the table. I'll stand.
Where's the wedding? I want to know.
Yeah, give us the details because we kind of have a lot going on. But if we could pull up and it's nothing crazy, that'd be really cool. Fun. I would love that.
Wow.
I'll catch the bouquet.
You will.
I don't know.
You'd be jumping in front of people. You'd be like knocking people
shoulder
down.
Checking. I need this.
I pulled up your Pinterest board and your bridesmaids folder. You're so organized. I love you already. This is the color I'm wearing to my cousin's wedding.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. This is stunning. Oh, my God. Your little...
Cute.
Table setting cards.
Oh, yeah.
These are so cute. Okay, next entry. The subject says, roommates being dirty and living with your best friend. Help.
Uh-oh.
I feel like we'll be good at this one.
Yeah.
Hi, ladies. How are you both doing? Hope you're doing lovely as you read this. I'm in need of some serious advice. Normally I'm open, but this time around, please keep me anon. Recently, I moved into a home with my best friend and her friend. Upon moving into this home with them, I lived on my own for 2 years, and before that, I had multiple roommates. I knew moving here, half of the roommates were messier, but I knew it's their space, which is 100% up to them. I've been struggling with basic cleaning tasks and asking the one roommate to do those tasks. They have mentioned certain cleaning tasks are something they don't want to do and is now at a point of doing their own dishes and leaving the rest for myself and my other roommate to do. My issue is nights where we cook dinner, how is that spread evenly? They also don't normally do a lot of the cooking either, so the job tasks feel double on 2 of 3 of us.
And everyone's eating the food.
2 of 3 of us.
2 out of 3 of us.
2 out of 3. I'm tired. Okay. They once sliced some fruit and just wiped the counter down with a napkin. No disinfectant or anything. I just end up redoing cleaning tasks, or my other roommate does. God, so it's like sticky.
Yeah.
We've expressed our current frustration, but they're still in the mentality of I'll do my own. And that won't work when vacuuming, doing laundry, trash, etc. comes into play. How would you guys handle this situation? A roommate talk is definitely overdue, but I fear even the small conversations we've had, no change will happen. I'm at a point where I already don't want to re-sign next year for this lease. The second part is while living with my best friend, I've always just felt off. I love my best friend to my core. They're my heart and soul, but I've been in this stage of living with them and feeling overwhelmed, as if there is an expectation of me that hasn't even been spoken into existence. I haven't lived in the same state as them for 4+ years. Before moving, we spent all of our time together. I've grown where I am, no longer codependent, and fear my best friend still is. We both went through a stage of clinging to each other, then clinging to a man, and I broke that chain, but I fear she's still looking for someone new to cling to, but I don't want it to be me. I am and have been in the space of being so independent and enjoying my space, but they struggle to spend time alone. That is based off what I've seen with my own eyes. I just don't know what to do fully or how to bring up the conversation without hurting their feelings. Being roommates with your bestie is not easy, and I know that, but I can't tell if maybe I'm just at the age where I'm sick of dealing with people's shit, or am I just being out of line? Any help would be great. To give more lore, Bestie and I are both 25, female, and have been friends for 10+ years and normally never have issues. Thank you, girlies, for being here for us. I love you both and wish you a good night/morning. XOXO. And I'm going to keep it anon because you said to keep it anon. Anonymous.
I think the fact that you've experienced living alone for so long,
hard to go back.
It's so hard to go back. Yeah. It's so hard to go back. And I don't want you to fault yourself for that because that's so normal. And it's a normal part of growing up too, is experiencing the independence.
Yeah. You're 25. Like
you've lived alone before. You know what it's like.
You just are maybe over having roommates.
Yep. Which is so normal.
So normal.
As far as the roommate who doesn't clean, you need to set the boundaries there. if they're not helping clean dishes or do shit when they're also involved in the meal.
And it's like the standard of them cleaning.
Yeah.
Like they're not even,
Stop
they're like, I'll
cooking
do
for
it on
them.
my own.
Then you don't eat any of this meal.
Right.
That's so cut and dry.
Right.
Yeah, that's so fair for me.
Yeah.
As far as the shared space cleaning, like the taking out the trash and the vacuuming and the wiping down the counters, you guys need to have a calendar of who does what for what weeks and like rotate it.
Yep.
Like 1 week Sarah's got vacuuming and Stephanie's got wiping down all the and dusting and shit.
Sarah.
Sarah
Classic
and Stephanie. This is it's such Sarah behavior.
Yeah. Sarah with an H.
Yep. Yeah, you guys need to have a set calendar, and you definitely do need to have a roommate conversation, and something needs to be set.
Long overdue, but like it's never too late.
No, and
especially
it's so
if you're gonna
necessary.
be here for the remainder of your lease.
But
you're gonna go crazy if you don't have this conversation.
I think and I think you need to be really real with yourself about how you want to move forward after the lease is up, because that'll be your one out for a year. And it just is sounding to me like you need to be living on your own, and it's time. As far as like living with your best friend,
this like codependency thing, that's really hard.
That's hard
because you don't want to just like cut them out.
You also need to protect your growth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would offer or start having conversations, like sharing what got you through your growth.
Right.
Even if you just open up the obvious, where like you guys related to that type of, I guess, behavior, if you will, for so many years, you can also offer, like, when you kind of see her, you know, talking about a certain situation she's in and she's having a very like codependent opinion about something, offer these new ways of thinking. And I think that'd be the best way to be there for her, but not like enable the behavior anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would kind of run that.
I think you're just ready to live by yourself.
Yeah, you're like in independent mode. You said that too. Like this entry doesn't feel like there's anything we need to tell you about yourself. It's just more so you're in that transition period where like you've kind of locked into this next phase of your life, but the environment around you isn't matching it yet. But I think the second you get out of this living situation, it will all fall into place, and that will even be good for said friend.
Totally.
Because like once there's physical distance, like she's gonna have to swim. You know, she doesn't have her like right hand as much as she had you before. You're still there for her, obviously, and I hope there's no other reason. Like you even said, you don't even have any other like issues in this friendship, this like 10-year plus friendship.
The codependency probably just
kind of
really shows when you guys live together.
Exactly. And I think maybe this is cosmically what she needs for her path too, is to be on her own. And it's gonna suck, it's gonna be a shitty conversation, but like I think any friend in their right mind would also respect that that's just like what you want.
Right.
I'd get out though.
Yeah. Okay, here's the next one. Do ghosts like cookies?
Okay, wait, before she started, she was like, ooh, I think this next one's gonna be a ghost story. So I'm thinking like, and that's what got you. Do ghosts like cookies? This better be good.
Oh, I think it will be. Hey girls, I just wanted to start off by saying I have been listening since day one and have learned so much from you two. Tell Link my dog says hi. Picture below, his name is Casey.
It's a funny dog name.
This may be longer than intended, but let's get to it. My name is Lexi, and I've lived in my apartment for over 2 years. My roommate and I have always joked that there's a ghost in our apartment. One night, I had a freaky dream where I was in my room, but my room was in a huge house. In the dream, I sit up and look at my dog and say something is wrong. He just looks at me. I then go around this huge house and ask everyone I know if they're okay. Everyone says yes and looks at me like I'm crazy. When I get back to my room, I lay down but hear a banging. My dog is gone, so I look up and my wall has turned into a huge window from top to bottom. There was a body hanging from the tree, slamming into the window over and over. Oh, Jesus, fuck, this is going to give me nightmares. When I woke up, it was 2 a.m. and I didn't sleep. I'm someone who rarely dreams, but when I do, it is extremely realistic and always pertains to my life. Now onto the freaky part. My roommate and I got home at the same time. I went for our nightly walk with my dog and to smoke a J. When we come back, she showers and I go straight into the kitchen. On the counter, there was a closed, empty box of cookies. The day before, I brought them home from a friend's house, completely full, and put them on the stove. When my roommate came out, I asked her if she had eaten them. She never touched them and would have had to eat 12 whole cookies by herself. The cat could not have done it because he is small, and Casey couldn't have done it because the box would have been destroyed and ripped up everywhere.
Right.
There were no crumbs and no sign of anything other than a person who would have eaten them. She said, I assumed you did. Who would, 1, leave an empty box of cookies on the counter, and 2, eat 12 cookies and never move where we placed them? We only have 2 people with a key to our apartment, and they have never entered unless we asked them to check on the animals. But we texted them anyway, and they just said it's probably because we're high and can't remember eating them. We were freaked out, and when I told my roommate about my dream, she told me she also struggled to sleep, and she is usually someone who sleeps like a rock. Whether we are believed or not, it's just a crazy odd thing to happen to us, and I hope our ghost friend enjoyed them. LOL. Sorry again for this long email, but it was such a weird story that we still have no clue what happened. Thank you again for everything, and I can't wait to keep growing and learning from you too. With all the love, Lexi.
Just trying to think. Oh my God, Casey's so cute.
Oh,
Audio listeners, Casey is like
husky.
a brown husky, like the brown with like the white face.
And then one blue eye, one brown eye.
Oh,
What's up, baby?
I wish Link had that. That was like,
Look
that would
how
have
he's
taken her over the
cuddling
edge.
with
What? He's just a cozy man.
Oh my God.
He's so fucking cute.
Yeah, you probably have a ghost or something.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, but like, they're not gonna eat a cookie, I don't think. Cause like, wouldn't it
the
just
cookies
go
is
through?
weird. You know what my head went is,
You know, it would just like fall to the ground.
right? They'd be on the ground
They
everywhere.
can't, like, digest it.
I think maybe you have like a someone's in your attic or something.
Or a mouse. Give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah, but for
There'd
the
be
box
crumbs and shit, you're right.
for the box to be untouched is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I would like look at any crawl spaces you have. Like people, like that's a real thing. People live in houses.
Absolutely.
Like we had like a story about that. Like, I think it was like a few years ago. Someone was talking
living
about someone living in like their attic or something. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Fucking weird.
You know what's crazy, and like partly in reason why I read this story, when we were in Tahoe, my dad was home alone, and my mom had, you know how they keep their shoes.
Yes.
Right where they keep their shoes by their front door. My dad said he had gotten home from work, and my parents' dogs, they're both like from ages 15 to 18. So they're old. They don't have any habits of touching shoes. Like it's never been a thing.
No, not at all.
My dad said he walked in the kitchen and my mom's Crocs were like laid out as if someone stepped here and then stepped there. And they were like just in the kitchen like that, like stepped in.
And like Rhonda's a very clean woman.
Oh my God.
She would never leave her shoes around like that.
No. Well, she had said those Crocs were tucked by
that thing.
Well, by the island in the kitchen the whole week.
Okay.
And they like the dogs never touched the Crocs, and they were kind of like they were set out as if someone had stepped in them from footstep, like step to step.
Hate that.
Yeah.
I would have freaked out.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
no, my dad.
super
So
freaky.
we were hammered in Tahoe. My dad called my mom, and she goes, she said something like, "Well, tell the ghost good night."
I'd been like, "Well, I'm gonna go get a hotel. I'm not sleeping here anymore." I had
Isn't that funny?
That's really funny. I had a few eerie feelings these past couple of days too. So the first night I stayed at Monica's, stayed at my sister's house after Yosemite for one night, and we were going to bed. Or it was like the next morning or something. And Tyler, her boyfriend, was like, "Do you have like a ghost following you or something, Kristen?" I was like, "Why?" He's like, I never have weird dreams like I had last night. And I had such a weird one.
Whoa.
And like, I also had a weird dream. One night I stayed at Liza's when I was in LA, but like Liza wasn't there. I was in Liza's house alone. I was just like staying at her house while she was gone. I multiple times felt something behind me on my left side. And like I would look in the reflection, you know, like where Liza's sink is in her kitchen. She has like that big window. In the reflection, I swear I saw something back there, and I literally went like and like turned and was like really freaked out.
Did you sleep in her New York City room or her like the cityscape room?
Yes, in her guest room.
I've had weird feeling in that room.
See,
I've slept in that room, and I walked into the room because you had slept. It was me and Leanne in that room, and you and Liza slept in
Liza's
her room, and I walked in and I was like, I had some crazy dreams in there.
I don't remember that. I don't doubt it though, because then twice I would like go downstairs and that the door to that guest room is closed twice. And then it also happened to Leanna when Leanna pulled up. The fucking door just closed, and like
that room is a little iffy.
Yeah, but I'm also like, is something following me?
Oh, I don't think so. Because I think I would have felt it here, but we also have a lot of energy in this
We feel
apartment.
a lot of in my room.
What if it's your grandma? Because I don't think it's a bad energy.
I actually meant to tell this story. Sorry, there's something in my eye. If you can't tell, I hope it's not an eye infection. Okay, so this is relevant to what you just said because it reminded me because you said something about my grandma. I had a really weird dream Saturday night that Monica was like really pregnant, like 8 months, like big belly pregnant, and I had a little girl, and she was like my little girl, and she was on my hip. I was holding her, my right arm on my hip. I was running after Monica. And we were in a really bad fight.
Whoa.
And we were just yelling at each other. And I would push her in the dream and she'd fall. And like in real life, if someone that pregnant fell, it's like, oh my God, super bad, right?
Yeah.
But she would like, it's kind of funny. She'd like roll on her shoulders and like get back up. Like it was like not bad that I was pushing her. Dream logic, follow me. So we're just like fighting. And we get back to, of course, my grandma's house, as every dream ends up there. And my grandma walks up and is like, girls, if you're going to fight like this, do not do it here. And I woke up. Wasn't like really that big of a deal of a dream. It was just super weird. I don't know. So then that whole day, that next day, Sunday, Leanne and I went to Malibu. We had like a really nice Malibu day, whatever. And I kind of kept bringing up my grandma. It was just one of those days where she was like a little more heavy in my eyes or whatever. And then, or in my eyes, in my head. And, we walked onto the beach and I found a dime. And like I've found dimes since my grandma died. And like you could even look it up. Finding dimes usually means like a good spirit is following you. The middle of the beach, tell me why I find a dime in the sand, like whatever. I find that. We leave the beach and we're driving so Sunset Boulevard reaches Malibu and then it goes like all the way back into LA, into like West Hollywood. And we took like the whole long Sunset Boulevard. And at one point I looked to the sky and I was like, universe, or first before that I looked at Leanne. I was like, it'd be fun, like an estate sale or something. Like we should try and like find one. And I said, universe, I'm manifesting that we pull up to like an estate sale sign, like stapled to a fucking post. Like we want to go. I am not kidding you. Maybe 3 stoplights later, I was just at the stoplight, like whatever. And Leanna goes, dude. And what? And we look to our right and it's like estate sale, turn left here.
Oh my God.
And it was literally right there. We turn left, we turn right. We're at the estate sale. We walk in. This house like gave me the vibes of my grandma. One.
Yeah.
The girl helping us looked like my grandma.
Whoa.
And like, I know this one's hard to portray to those of you who obviously don't know my grandma, but Alex, you do.
Such a specific look.
And she was sitting and she was like chilling on like a little chair like this. And she's like, oh, what's up, girls? She
expected you guys.
Yeah. She was my grandma. It was so weird. At first, Leanna was like, dude, oh my God, I heard her coworker call her name. I think her name's Diana. And I was like, no fucking way. And I ended up asking, her name was Dana.
Okay.
So Leanna misheard. But I was like, that would have been the cherry on top, right? But I have really, really been feeling my grandma, especially I think back in California, I probably feel her a lot more.
Totally.
So I was thinking like, is that the energy following me? I don't know. Because it doesn't feel dark, but it's definitely, if I could give it a texture, it's thick.
It's there and thick.
There.
Well, and she passed next month. Like
that's true.
It's coming up on her anniversary.
4 years. Crazy.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
I don't know. Oh my God, my eye's bugging me, Alex.
It's not me because I've been on antibiotics for a week.
That's true. Okay.
And it takes 24 hours for antibiotics to make it not contagious anymore.
Okay, good. I think I just
don't blame me.
It's the same eye. I'm having sympathy pains, I think.
Probably.
Anyway.
Is it like itchy, like sandpaper?
No.
Okay.
I think it's just like allergies. I also haven't washed my face today.
Okay, yeah. We gotta go.
I feel like there was a reason I brought that up.
We were just talking about ghost stories and like how someone's following you, but I think her energy's around you.
Yeah, maybe I need to do like an egg cleanse or something.
Egg cleanse?
Yeah, when you rub the egg intentionally all over your body.
Oh.
And then you crack it into a glass of water and like how it webs and like streams can like tell you like the energy in and around you.
Ooh, let's do one.
Yeah. I did it right after my breakup because I wanted to call my energy back to myself because I could tell it was heavy pulled across the country. Like I could tell my name was being talked about a lot and like thought about a lot and not in like a good way, obviously. Yeah. And I did it. I remember feeling so much better after that.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm down.
Yeah. there's like a whole lot of rules to follow too with it. Like you can't like look above the glass or anything. And like, if you want to send the energy back to someone, people put like hot sauce or like cayenne or whatever. I never do that though. That feels like vengeful.
Yeah. Focus on your energy and your energy only.
I'd rather just like clear my shit and let like
whatever happens to them happen to them.
And it will. But yeah, I think maybe I need to do something like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Tyler comment sent me over.
Yeah.
It kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I get that, especially when you already have an inkling.
Exactly. It like very much validated things. And I've never been one to like feel like I'm seeing something. I've had experiences seeing things, but this frequent is just, it's a little unsettling. So
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So we're going to go cleanse our auras, guys.
Protect yourself, everybody.
Thank you, everyone who wrote in. We always love doing these episodes because it seems like we're always all on the same page. And I just love sitting and chatting with you guys. If you don't know, every last episode of the month, usually a Monday, but this week it's on a Wednesday, we do our general advice episode. So if we didn't read yours this time, just send it through in the email closer to next month's episode, and hopefully we'll get to it then.
Also, if you're a Patreon member and we didn't get to your entry for this episode, send it on Patreon and we'll get it for this Friday's episode. Every Friday we have a little extra episode on our Patreon. All that is linked down below, or you can go to patreon.com/Oddvice podcast. Also, guys, thank you for understanding just the episode being late in general.
Yeah.
I felt like we were so on top of like pre-recording and all that. And like, I thought we were going to be good, but then I think the LA debacle just kind of clearly threw a wrench in our schedule, and she couldn't miss the Bachelorette. I can't record without her. So we kind of just had to deal with it. So thank you for understanding.
Always appreciate you guys.
But we are back, baby. I have one more small trip, but like, as far as like podcast shit and for you guys to worry about, you have us consistently from now on,
forever.
Honestly, forever. I'm trying to stay home now. I'm done with summer travel.
Summer travel's done.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. I want to now enjoy New York summer.
Me too.
We haven't done that.
I have been gone for at least a week and a half every summer that we've lived here, and middle of July, always.
It's like the best part of summer.
Do you want to have like should we go out on Friday or something? We can have like
I want to go to Desert 5.
Oh yeah.
So they just opened, there's one in LA and it's a really cool bar, but they opened one in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
They have like a mechanical bull and shit. So
yeah,
I'm down to do something like that. I'll ride the bull. That's what I need. Shake up my energy. Get the ghosts off me. Right. Wipe them off me on the fucking bull. I don't know.
All right, guys. Have a good week.
We love you guys. Thank you for listening and watching and just being
you.
Being you. Be you.
For those of you who are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, rate us 5 stars and leave a review. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe and turn on your post notifications and leave comments. We love talking to you guys in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. We love you.
Have a good week.
Bye. Bye.